5 by 5 people. Welcome to season 5, episode 5 of Stace and Barry in the Morning. If you're still with us, God damn bless you. My name is Barry Anthony Nugent. I'm going to be one of your rib-cracking hosts. I don't know why I said rib-cracking host, but I'm going with it because we're not recording another intro. And on the very, very, very far side of the sofa, so far that it's miles and miles away down the M1, is my lovely co-host, Stace Bob, or Stace.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you for putting up with all of that. We got there in the end.
Yeah, but with the joys of editing, they won't know until if they keep listening to the end of this episode that I've recorded and subsequently destroyed. I don't even know how many intros I did in the end.
Maybe 5?
About 5 intros I did. Awful.
I enjoyed most of them, if that helps you in any way. Yeah.
Thanks.
Except the one where you just went, hi. It was the most downbeat thing I've ever heard. Oh, good morning, Barry. How are you diddling?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing good.
Hey, guess what? It's International Podcast Day today. Core fucking blimey and that, yeah? Well, I say today, I mean Saturday, which is today for the episode, but not if you are recording it in the past like we currently are, or if you're listening to it in the future like you might be. I'm going to shut up now. But, merry podcast, everyone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute since Barry and I have recorded.
Can you tell?
One of us might have had a birthday and subsequently lost all of her marbles. So, yeah, like I had a week off work and I simultaneously did a load of things and also really relaxed, and then like went back to work yesterday and completely lost all of my senses. So I've gone a bit doolally. So in the interest of trying to keep things relatively on track for the moment, guess what, B? We had an email.
Ooh.
Yeah, big sexy email. So do you remember like a million years ago, and it could have been last episode or the one before, I'm not sure, it was quite a while. I was talking about how I don't really like the name Stacey and I would like a replacement. And we invited people to rename me. Well, we had an email from Vicious Smith with a few suggestions, and I'm experiencing quite an immediate case of regret, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna float his 5 suggestions by you, or their 5 suggestions. I don't know what gender this person is or isn't. Shut up, Stace. So the five suggestions we've got, and I do have thoughts on them myself, but I'm interested to see what you would think.
Okay.
I'm going to sing them into the theme tune. Steak and Barry in the morning. That's right. Steak was suggestion number 1. Yeah, like a steak. Now I think as a fat lass, I can't be going around calling myself Steak.
Steak Bob.
Yeah, no, I'm vetoing that one.
Okay, you get 1 veto.
Okay. Oh no, but some of the others are worse.
I'll give you 2. You get 2.
Okay. The second one was Steph and Barry in the morning.
I really like the name Steph because obviously she's a character in one of my books. Forgotten Warriors, out now. Buy it.
Do buy it. No, see, that was the reason why I didn't like it so much, because I don't want to encroach upon your good Barry writery by being a Steph.
By my Barry writery. Wow.
Yeah.
There's a name for my new website if ever I heard one.
Oh God, do you want name number 3?
Yeah, go on in.
Stem and Barry in the morning. Now, when I say stem, I don't mean the word stem like the stem of a plant. I mean stem like the science and engineering.
Like
no, it's like, the acronym that stands for something sciencey that I can't quite remember right now, so I sound like an idiot. You know how people keep saying there should be more women in STEM? That kind of STEM.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't like this one because I feel like it's leaving me open to people coming up with words to fill that acronym that might not be particularly flattering.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, stinky tart emanates musk or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's not.
Wow.
Yeah. The next one threw me because I don't know where it came from. Barb and Barry in the morning. Barb, as in short for Barbara. And it threw
Barb.
It threw me a little bit because
the Stranger Things. I know she died though, didn't she?
She did die. Yeah. I was thinking more that it's just a little bit too much like Barry.
Yeah, we can't have that because
can't have that.
When we decided we were going to do a podcast, I don't think you remember, but you signed an extensive NDA, which meant you're not allowed to use anything that could remotely sound like the name Barry.
Right. Now, the final one, which at the moment is the only one that's any good, is Case and Barry in the morning. Now, see, here's the thing about Case, though. I see why they picked it, definitely leaning into my turtley preferences and going straight for a Casey Jones there, which I very much appreciate. Okay. But the name Casey is almost exactly the same as the name Stacey, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm afraid, Vicious, I think I'm going to have to veto all of them, unfortunately. And I think Go on.
I still like steak.
Sorry. Steak and Barry. I mean, I just feel like as a fat lass, I don't want any food-based names.
I totally understand the veto, your reason for vetoing. I'm just saying steak and Barry in the morning.
That is quite fun. Yeah. It was like when I got my tattoo, though, right? So I've got a turtles tattoo that's of the Hamato family crest, but I specifically went with the 2012 animated series design because the one for Rise of the TMNT just straight up looks like a pepperoni pizza, and I didn't want to have to keep explaining to people it's not a pepperoni pizza. All right, lads, it's a fucking Hamato clan. Leave me alone.
It's an ancient ninja clan. Pretty sure it's a pepperoni pizza.
Pretty sure you just put a pizza on your arm, Stace. No, I didn't. But yeah, there we go. Those are all the names that I've rejected.
Wow.
It's a good try though. Good effort.
Yeah. Thanks.
Good effort.
Well, keep them coming because maybe someone can top Steak and Barry. I'm sorry, I love it.
Oh no. I wish I'd never brought it up now.
They can Barry in the morning. Eating chips and having. In my head now, I've got a whole montage of me and just a giant steak, like just traveling the world and like doing crazy stuff, like eating ice cream and like steak. You being a steak, get some of the steak on you, and we all laugh, and then we knock something over, and then we're getting chased down the road, we're running, and there's lots of freeze frames, and I'm probably just thinking about this too much. How about we do some trumpets?
Steak-based shenanigans. Yeah. Sure, let's do some trumpets.
Join us for more steak-based shenanigans. Jesus.
Oh, come on, we've been recording for 3 hours.
Really?
No, it's been at least 20 minutes though. Jazz. Should we do a pick of the fortnight?
Go on then.
I'm going to let you go first because I've done a lot of talking already and my mouth's gone all claggy.
Okay. Wow. So my pick of the fortnight, sometimes like when you sit down to watch something and you think it's going to be shit and then it's actually really good and you go, oh, that was actually really good. It wasn't as shit as I thought it was going to be. That's what this pick is.
Okay. Scared.
So I started watching a show called Shelter on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard of it.
I have not.
It's basically, I'll read you the blurb. Mickey lives with a mother in rehab, a dead father, an annoying aunt, and a new school in New Jersey. When a creepy old woman tells him that his father isn't dead, Mickey thinks he's losing his mind. So it's basically, it's a kind of teen sort of show, but it's one of them ones where they're kind of investigators.
Right.
At a high school, and so yeah, it kind of there's like a tragic accident, and then he ends up having to the main character Mickey ends up going to live with his aunt, and then he has to start a new school, and he meets some new friends, and then he meets like a girl, and she's starting there on the same day he is, so she's new as well, and they sort of become friends, and then she disappears, and then it's kind of him and his new friends basically running an investigation to try and find out what happened to her. And then obviously this sort of old crazy lady gets involved in stuff. And on the face of it, it sounds like a kind of typical kind of one of them sort of genre sort of investigation shows or whatever. But I've got to say, like, it's obviously a mystery as well. I've really enjoyed it. Like, we kind of blitzed through it. I can't remember how many episodes it is now. I think it's only just finished because it was airing weekly. And I think the last episode was last week. Yeah, and it was fun, not too like heavy, which was something I was with some of the stuff, as you know, we've got going on at the moment. We don't want things too kind of dark and heavy, so it was nice to have something that was just a relatively easy watch. Good mystery. Also, like, I don't like to big myself up, but it takes quite a lot to sort of pull the wool over my eyes in terms of twists. 'Cause I generally nowadays I've seen so many twists now that I tend to sort of see a lot of them coming.
Yeah.
But there were some twists in this that I did not see coming, which I enjoyed. Yeah, as I said, it may not be everyone's cup of tea. Some people might watch it and go, "What the fuck's Barry talking about?" And to them, I would say, "Touche."
To each his own.
To each his own. But to me, like I said, I just really enjoyed it. It was a good fun romp.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always in the market for things that are more fun because, heavy stuff isn't I've really struggled this year with watching like new things because I'm just not in the mood for anything that's going to make me too sad. So I've been like rewatching a lot of stuff, like comedies and stuff, and just burying my head in the sand, basically.
Right.
Yeah, but maybe I'll give that a little whirl. Maybe I'll give it a squeeze because I am like so in the market for like newer stuff that I can watch that's going to be good because my end of the year podcast, Stacey's Pop Culture Parlour, give it a listen, where I do like a review of the year is going to be fucking measly for 2023 pickings because so far I've seen a lot of things that are fine.
Yeah.
And you know when you can't really talk about stuff that's just fine because you're like, yeah, it was, all right, and then you don't really have any other words for it.
No, I know what you mean.
Maybe I'll give that a whirl. Excellent. Well, my pick of the fortnight is there's a new Adventure Time show started called Fionna and Cake. Did you ever watch Adventure Time back when it was airing?
No, I never did, and lots of people talked about it, but I think my problem is that I saw some of the images from Adventure Time before I actually gave it a go, and I just thought, nah.
Yeah, well, it's one of those shows that I was genuinely surprised by because looks-wise, it is very much a kid show. Like you look at the imagery for that and you think, oh yeah, that's for actual children. But as it turns out from watching it, and it is still like ostensibly a kid show, but there's a lot in there for like, I would say younger adults to enjoy. And it does touch on like some quite heavy topics. Like it doesn't really talk down to kids, which I always really liked about it. But this new show, Fionna and Cake, so to give you a bit of context, the main characters of Adventure Time are Finn and Jake, a little boy and a stretchy dog who can sort of stretch and shapeshift because he's got magical stretchy dog powers. And as part of the show, there's a character called the Ice King who is definitely an allegory for dementia. Right. Genuinely very sad, tragic backstory, who sort of starts writing fan fiction about his characters, Fionna and Cake, who are basically Finn and Jake, but girls. And the dog is now a stretchy cat. And in Adventure Time, like, basically you find out that the reason that the Ice King has been going slowly doolally is because of the powers from the crown that he was wearing, and he sort of gets cured of it by the end of Adventure Time. So Fionna and Cake, I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want to spoil it because it's really fucking phenomenal, but the sort of premise behind it is that Fionna and Cake are still sort of in his head, and a mystical character that exists in the Adventure Time world brings them out of his head. And they sort of go on adventures together with Simon the Ice King. But it feels more grown up than Adventure Time, because I think it's designed to specifically be for people who watched Adventure Time as it was coming out.
Oh, okay, yeah, I get what you mean.
So it touches on a few more like sort of adult themes. I don't mean like sexy themes or anything. I mean like just general like life, ennui, lack of purpose, feeling like you need to get some adventurous spirit out and that sort of thing. And it's generally like just absolutely brilliant so far. I think there's been 5 or 6 episodes out at the moment, and every single one of them has been absolutely flipping fantastic. Like, all of the voice acting is great. I love seeing all the Adventure Time characters on the screen again. Like, you get to see Finn as a grown-up who is beefy as shit. I don't know how that happened, but he is like insanely large now. It's very. At first, I was like, "Who's this man?" And then I realised from the voice actor that, oh yeah, that's just Finn grown up. Where that is, he really do grow up. But like, yeah, it's just such a like well written, touching, funny, clever, intriguing. Like, it's a bit twisty turny. You don't quite know exactly where it's going, like, all the time. And it's just generally been like an absolute pleasure to watch so far. Absolutely tip top loving it. So I think anybody who watched Adventure Time and liked it will really like this. I do think you have to have a vague understanding of Adventure Time to watch this.
That's gonna be my question.
Yeah, so there's like the difficulty is that I don't think you would necessarily need to know every single thing. Like, you don't need to go back and watch like all fucking 8 seasons or however many there were. But there's like key characters, like Prismo pops up and he's quite important. You have to have like a basic understanding of like Finn and Jake and sort of Simon's Ice King backstory. But I mean, I would always recommend people watch Adventure Time anyway. If it's watchable in your area, just do it anyway. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely love it. I think like at the moment we are living in like just such great times for people who are fans of animation because the quality of it is so fucking good right now, like all over the place. Yeah, tip top, thumbs up from Stace.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall I bust out the trumpets?
Bust out the trumpets.
Jazz. I noticed that I cut you off a little bit there, and I'm really sorry. It was partially because Skype was being shit, and also partially because, like, looking at the time and the editing disaster that this is going to be for you.
Yeah, I know.
I thought,
appreciate that.
Let's roll on. Do you want to do a little musical musing?
Yes.
You muse about that music, B.
Okay. Well, this I'm actually quite excited to. It's from an album I've already picked before, but but I'm quite excited because I didn't realize. I went and checked on our spreadsheet to see if I'd already picked this, and I hadn't. And I was genuinely surprised that I haven't picked this piece of music, even though I have picked something else from this album.
Mm-hmm.
So the album or the film is Unbreakable.
Okay.
Which anyone who knows me knows it's one of my like favorite films of all time. It's also like one of my favorite superhero films. Yeah, I just love that film. So this piece of music is called The Orange Man, which is taken from the sort of climax of the film. Have you seen Unbreakable?
I have, but it was many, many moons ago, and so I've forgotten almost everything about it.
Okay. But yeah, this is sort of what I love about it. This is like the climax of Bruce Willis's character, who's David Dunn. It's kind of like the end of his arc, really, you know, of him effectively becoming a superhero. And it's just an amazing piece of music, and it reuses like the theme that's been running through the sort of core of the film, but it amps it up to like 12. And yeah, it's just it's epic piece of music. And it's one of those ones where I would say to people, like, just listen to the music and then go and find the scene where it comes from. It's basically him fighting a guy in an orange jumpsuit. It's a mild spoiler. But when you go and watch that scene and then watch it without the music, because when you watch it without the music, there's nothing. It's a bloke and another bloke's back, getting sort of tossed around a little bit. You then add that music to it, and it's just honestly, it's one of the best superhero moments I've seen in a film. Even though, like I said, there's no CG, no one's flying, there's no lasers coming out of people's asses or eyes. I don't know why I said coming out of their asses, but it's only a matter of time, isn't it? So, yeah. but James Newton Howard just knocking it out of the park. And what I quite like, this was the first album. This is the first time I became aware of James Newton Howard.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, because I hadn't seen. I think he did the music for The Sixth Sense. I think he did, but I hadn't seen The Sixth Sense yet. Unbreakable was like the first M. Night Shyamalan film I saw.
Right.
And then I was like, good God, the music. I need to find out who does the music for this. And then I think he's stuck in my head because it's that kind of free, it's the sort of James Newton Howard rather than James Howard. So he's always stuck in my mind. So I always look out. I always then start to look out for him, which is why when they announced they were going to be doing a new take on Batman, and it was going to be done by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it sounds quite interesting. And then they said it's going to be like Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard doing the music. I'm like, you what?
I beggeth your pardon.
Yeah. And and they didn't disappoint. And yes, Keith, I do like Hans Zimmer. You listening?
Sorry, Keith. We are going to blow smoke up Hans Zimmer's arse.
Yeah. So just don't listen to this bit. You'll be fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Do you want to muse away? That's my
shall.
Orange Man, not to be confused with the Tango Man, which is a completely different soundtrack.
Yeah, and terrible. A couple of weeks ago, Rich and I went to London to see All Elite Wrestling All In at Wembley Stadium. And as it turns out, truly bafflingly, it was actually cheaper for us to travel on the Friday and the Monday, even though the wrestling thing was on the Sunday, and stay 3 nights in a cheap hotel than it was to get the trains on the day.
Wow.
Yeah. So we went to London on the Friday and we were like, what shall we do with our time, to kill? So we went to the Prince Charles Cinema and we did the Blade Runner double bill.
Ooh.
Now, yeah.
Wow.
Now I've never seen either of these films on the big screen because I was a wee one. I was a wee bear. In fact, I might not have even been born yet. I can't remember when Blade Runner the first came out. And then when 2049 came out, I didn't think I was bothered, so I just didn't watch it, which is rude, really, because it's fucking phenomenal. But yeah, so I saw them both on the big screen for the first time, and I was truly thoroughly blown away by both of them. They're such good movies. Both of them have phenomenal soundtracks. But the piece of music that I've picked for this episode is Blade Runner End Titles by Vangelis from the original Blade Runner soundtrack.
Ooh,
mate, that whole album is fucking chocker with epic, cool, electronic, slightly ethereal, slightly creepy, murdery pieces of music that I absolutely adore. What I love about the soundtrack to Blade Runner is that it's like the perfect accompaniment to that movie, but similarly it really feels like it tells a story on its own. Like if you just sit down and put that album on, it feels like a big sort of epic future dystopia, cool space opera type. It's just bonkers how good it sounds all on its own. And so I've been a bit obsessed with that soundtrack since we went to see it, which I'm glad I was, because I had a mild meltdown when we were going to record the week before my birthday, because I hadn't really listened to anything other than the Mutant Mayhem score for 4 weeks straight. And I was like, I can't pick it again. That's silly, even though I could easily pick one again from that soundtrack. But yeah, thankfully Vangelis crept into my brain and made a little tent in there and did a little stay.
Nice.
So yeah, that's my pick, and I wholeheartedly encourage people to see those movies on the big screen if you haven't and can.
Can I now throw in the big twist?
Go on.
I've never seen Blade Runner.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
I've seen bits of it. I think the problem was it kept popping up on TV, and I'd seen bits of it, but I realised I think when the second one was due to come out, I suddenly realised like I really haven't seen it all in one go.
Right.
And I still haven't. But then I think I'd read a review or something, I can't remember now, and it was saying you just need, if you've got a broad understanding, a bit of an understanding of the first film, you can get away with the second film. So I watched the second film, and really enjoyed it. But I did come away thinking like I feel like I would have enjoyed it more had I'd seen the first film.
I would wholeheartedly recommend it. Like, it's one of my favourite movies. I just think it's like so completely well put together. It's so well acted. It's just generally, an amazing movie. And now that I've seen it on the big screen, I think I like it even more.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of them. Again, it's one of those ones. I don't know why I didn't watch it when it came out. I think. Also, I think when it came out, it wasn't. Back in the 80s and stuff. It wasn't that easy to go to the cinema in the same way as it is now as an adult. You know what I mean? So it wasn't that. So it and then it sort of passed you by, and then again, it then took ages and ages for it to come on video, and then I just never really got around to it, and then life got in the way. Not like now. Nowadays, it's much easier to see a film if you miss it at the cinema, you go, that's all right. Look, I didn't see Ninja Turtles. That's out this week.
Oh yeah. So that's on streaming. Yeah, I think it's already streaming in America, which is annoying because it's only just come out this week in like Japan at the cinema, which is truly baffling to me. But I was having this conversation the other day because somebody was truly aghast at me because I'd posted that I booked tickets to see the 1990 live-action Turtles movie at the Prince Charles Cinema because they're doing a screening and the director's going to do a Q&A afterwards. So I was like, I am all over that. So, and they were like, how have you not seen it on the big screen before? And I was like, well, I was fucking 5 when it came out.
I hate people say shit like that.
Yeah, like, it's one of your favourite films. You've never seen it on the big screen. I was like, mate, seriously, I've been 5. Like, I don't know what you want from me. Like, it's not like a film that comes on at the cinema frequently.
Yeah.
And the instant I noticed, I was like, yes, please give me that ticket. So,
but
2 days
equally, if you hadn't seen it at the, equally, if you didn't get around to seeing the big screen, big fucking deal.
It's not the end of the world, is it?
No.
I'm very excited. Anyway.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm going to be a fucking disaster that day. Hey, have we got time for another segment? Because I know you had some stuff in the tank.
I did, but we can leave it in the tank.
Just leave it in the tank. Just leave it there.
Leave it in the tank.
Don't need it. It's fine. Oh, well, there you go. Then that was Stace and Barry. Steak and Barry.
Steak and Barry in the morning. Steak shenanigans.
Season 5, episode 5. If you want to get in touch with us, do us an X or an email at Stacey's. No, what is it? I almost gave the parlour's details there. I'm so tired. What? Right. Okay, here we go. You can do us a tweet or follow us on Instagram at Geek Syndicate and at Stacey's Parlour, or you can send an email to staceandbarry@gmail.com. I will not be changing it to Steak and Barry because that's too confusing.
Oh.
Just everybody who ever listens to a back episode and then tries to email us and it's like, no, it's failed. Why is that? Because she changed her name to Steak. Steaky Taylor. Anyway, that's
see, it just works. Steaky Taylor.
That's the end. The end. We love you, everybody. Bye.
Bye, all.
Man, I have got to get better at outros. I can't just shout the end.
Compared to the intros, I mean, geez, that's like Oscar worthy what you just did.
That's true. I am great.
Calm down, love.
Yeah, great's a strong word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Passable? Is that more accurate? Look, right. Shut up. We're going now. Bye, everyone.
Bye, all.
We love you.
Apart from you.
Most of you.
Yeah.
Some of you.
You are.
A portion of you.
All right, people, it's time to drink. No, I'll start that again.
It's time to drink.
Yeah, I'm going to start it again. Right. All right, people, it's time to drink champagne and dance on the table. If you're wondering how I knew what to say just then, it's because it's a picture on my wall, which goes to show you just how much I was running out of things to intro this episode of the podcast. However, hopefully from here, it's only going to go up. My name's Barry Nugent. Welcome to Stace and Barry in the morning. And that was a shit intro. In fact, the intro was so shit, I'm going to do it again. Hi.
That was so like Ross from Friends when he's sad. Like,
hi. Right, this is it.
This is the one. You can do it. You've got this, V. Come on, Anna.
I've got this. Right. If you've got your cuppa, you've got your toast, you've got your cornflakes, then you're ready. What are you ready for? You're ready for another ass-kicking slice of goddamn fun. Oh, this shit.
You're doing so well at that one.
Was it really? No,
I liked that one. I was enjoying it. I did think you were going to say rib tickling again, though, to be fair.
I know. I did think about that. Jeez, we've got a whole set of outtakes now. Right. Drum roll. Can't do a drum roll. Welcome to Stace and Barry in the morning. We're having some fun and bringing some sass. We're drinking a glass of cheesy ass.
Oh, no. I hope we're not drinking that. Can we do the intro again?
Yeah.
Can fifth time be the charm?
Right. Welcome to season 5, episode 4 of Stace and Barry in the morning. Okay. Welcome to episode 5. No, it's episode. Oh no. Welcome to episode 5, season 4, Stace and Barry. Oh, gee.